It was February of 1958 where my father-in-law was just fed up, fed up with the church, fed up with how his life was going, his ministry, and God was really dealing with him about his time and spending time alone with the Lord. And so he took his television set and set it out on the street curb and said, God, I'm going to start spending time with you, and not wasting it. And the Lord showed him a picture in a Life magazine, actually, of a sketch of, I think it was 5 defendants in a murder trial in New York City. And he had such compassion for them that he left his little church in Pennsylvania and went to the city to confront that situation. And because he was thrown out of the courtroom, because he didn't know how to get there or what to do, he just stormed the courtroom. I want to talk to these young men, and it was a high-profile case, and they threw him out, and then he landed in the papers. And that's where the gang members saw that there was some connection. Like, this man was fighting for gang members. Who is this guy? He ended up living in his car, for a time being and just making connections. God was leading him. He ended up in a little Spanish church up in Spanish Harlem. And they had been praying, for their neighborhoods. And so he started joining them in prayer. July of that year of 58, when Gary was born, he wasn't at home when my mother-in-law, Gwen, gave birth, but he was at St. Nicholas Arena. And he invited 12 different rival gangs to St. Nicholas Arena for an evangelistic
because that's
outreach.
what you do. You invite rival gangs into the same place.
Yeah. So, and Nikki is still living. He lives in Colorado Springs. He will travel from time to time with Gary and myself. And we just have this amazing relationship with this man that he threatened to kill my father-in-law. He was going to cut him up.
I remember the movie. Yeah.
Right. So, and my father-in-law said, hey, you do that. You can cut me into 1,000 pieces and scatter it here on the street, but every piece will cry out, Jesus loves you, Nikki.
Jeez.
And that just sat with Nikki for about 2 weeks.